Even when you own nothing, you still own your reputation. Academy of Outcasts by Larry Correia drops readers into a brand new fantasy world centered on Oz Carnavon, a determined underdog who dreams of becoming a master mage despite having neither the natural talent nor the wealth to attend a prestigious magical academy. Born into the brutal elemental plane of fire, Oz spends his early life mining a magical substance called red in a harsh, unforgiving environment. When he fakes his death to escape and sneaks into the core city, the story shifts into a fast-moving magical adventure filled with danger, political tension, and the constant threat of being dragged back to the hellish world he left behind. One of the book's great strengths is its world building, which Correia weaves in naturally through Oz's first-person point of view. Rather than front-loading exposition, the early chapters feel organic. A dangerous encounter with a fire elemental during a mining shift, a failed wizard's examination, a sister urging him to abandon his dreams. The result is that a great deal of lore and world detail gets established without ever feeling like a lecture. It all builds steadily toward the larger story, which truly kicks into high gear around the time Oz reaches the core city at around age 19. In a sense, the book almost feels like two stories in one, a coming-of-age arc followed by a fast-paced fugitive thriller, though that structural shift works more in its favor than against it. Why? Because the reader feels the sense of wonder Oz experiences as a new city dweller, especially after living in the Fire Realm his whole life. The magic system is another standout. The concept of red as a source of magical energy gives the story a clear, almost tactile foundation, and the inclusion of portal technology between realms adds an extra layer of intrigue. I also found out this story fits comfortably within the progression fantasy subgenre, which I had not heard of until now. This type of book makes the characters' growth in power and ability central to the narrative. Oz's journey is very much a zero-to-hero arc, driven by persistence, experimentation, and a belief that he can overcome his limitations, even when everyone around him tells him otherwise. As a young adult novel, Academy of Outcasts sits on the younger end of the YA spectrum, and readers should go in with that expectation. That said, the protagonist is easy to root for. Oz's determination in the face of long odds is genuinely relatable, the kind of underdog story that resonates regardless of age. It shares some surface-level DNA with Harry Potter, mainly the magical school premise, but ultimately carves out its own identity. I feel Correia's world comes across as distinct enough to stand on its own. Along the way, Oz meets a cast of companions who add personality and humor, though discovering them is part of the fun. Ultimately, Academy of Outcasts is an enjoyable, well-paced fantasy that delivers exactly what it promises. A fun zero-to-hero story with a likable protagonist, a creative magic system, and a richly imagined world worth exploring further. I was burned out on YA fantasy for a while, but this is a solid choice. I enjoyed it as part of a varied reading diet of science fiction and fantasy. I saw that the sequel, Magic and Bullets, is due out in May, and I definitely will check that one out. If you're looking for something light, adventurous, and genuinely fun, this one is well worth your time.